said, it's amazing to see how much sympathy Marlo can have for women she don't get along with. They don't extend her the same grace. Now listen, I do be trolling the hell out of y'all. I really do. I really be trolling. I've been trolling y'all for like a month now. I've been trolling the girls for the longest time now. And I enjoy trolling the girls because, you know, a lot of it is I really do believe what I'm saying, but a lot of it is I'm really saying it and I'm dying on this hill because I know it upsets some folks. But then during the episode, I also tweeted that my statement still stands. The responses toward the information regarding Marlo's nephew lacks empathy. It's kind of gross. Now, there are several factors. Let me insert some context into this. There are several factors into why nobody wants to hear what Marlo has to say. Because her behavior is erratic. Her behavior is unacceptable, right? So even if Marlo has a valid concern, even if Marlo has a valid opinion or a valid feeling of hers, they are just going to discount it as, okay, Marlo, or discredit as Marlo's being weird, Marlo's being aggressive, Marlo is, she's all of these things, okay? And so, they don't really like, I feel like, and this is my personal opinion, I feel like whenever she says something, it just kind of like, okay, they just be like, okay. They just discredit it automatically. And I get it. Like, Marlo can be nasty to them. I get it. Why do you deserve a listening ear? Why do you deserve our empathy when you've done and said this, that, and the third? So I get it. But I'm just pointing out that when they be going through stuff and when they bring something up, right, there was no commentary on why Monyetta was crying about the mama. It was just, you're sad about it. It is what it is. Let me help you feel better in the moment. Well, y'all, the girls didn't like that, honey. The girls did not like that. Nicole Tracy wrote, so everyone's supposed to let Marlo keep disrespecting them. She deserves empathy. Well, you know, I agree with that. I can see that. Again, she's done and said some nasty things. She doesn't know how to, you know, play in a very witty, a playful banter. She doesn't know what a playful banter is. She doesn't have quick-witted shade. Marlo don't know what fun shade is, even though she has been throwing some fun shade in the confessional and things like that. But in real life, it's like once you piss Marlo off or once she feels some sort of way, it's hard for her to harness her feelings and she just goes for the gutter. So I definitely get that. Majestic Myron responded and said the information is false that Marlo is spewing. Number one, her nephew was not an employee for that long at OLG. Number two, the person that killed him never worked at OLG or Blaze. The incident, number three, involving Melvin didn't even occur at OLG. It happened at Blaze. You don't get to spread false narratives and think that it's cool. So let's start at number one. Her nephew was not an employee for not that long. Yes, that's pretty apparent because when we found out about the nephew, Candy went onto her speak on it and basically, gave us the receipts and gave us the text message, which the text message was basically damn near the same. There were a few messages that were redacted, but it did not take away from the tone that you felt from the text, right? Um, but Candy did go into the speak on it, and she basically said, the nephew, he worked for me during this month and this month, and then he stopped working for me during the quarantine, and then he came back for this month or two, and then he stopped working for me again, and then months later, he passed because the roommate killed him, okay? So yes, that is true. It doesn't seem as though he was working for Candy for this long, extended period of time. But why do y'all think, let's read between the lines and add in some perspective. Why do you think Candy even went on to the speak on it to give us those exact dates, right? She gave us exact months. He worked for me between the months. I don't know what the months were, but let's just say he worked for me between January and May or something like that. Why do you think she went onto her platform and gave y'all specific months? Because she's basically trying to correlate this idea, in my opinion, that he didn't work for me for that long. So why should I send a flower? He didn't work for me for that long. So why should I really give a damn? Why should I really care? That's how I feel like Candy really feels. I think Candy don't really care. But of course, Candy ain't going to outright say, I don't give a damn. Now, if he worked for me for a year and we actually had more than one, conversation, then maybe I would have sent over a flower. But because he worked for me for 3 months and then left and then came back for 1 month and then left and, unfortunately he passed away, because he wasn't there for that long consecutively, I don't give a damn. And you know what? That is okay. That is okay. Candy does not have to care about everything and everybody. Candy does, she's not obligated to send over a flower or pay for the catering or pay for the casket or send over a card. Well, no, you're not obligated to do this, but we just noticed that you didn't. And from Marlo's perspective, it made her feel a ways and it made her family feel a ways. Okay? What does that have to do with Candy? How is Candy owed, or how can Marlo feel like she's owed this, and how can this and that and the third? You're right, Candy don't have to do nothing. But we also can point out the fact that she did not. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. And let's add in even more context into it. I don't believe Candy and Marlo have ever really been like this. Candy and Marlo have never really been the bestest of friends, but we do know that they were never sworn enemies up until last season. Last season was the point of no return. They were not sworn enemies when the nephew passed. It's giving, he didn't work for me for that long, so I really don't give a shit. That's just what I get. You know what I mean? And that's a trigger for Marlo. It hurt Marlo clearly. And I kind of feel a similar way about the Melvin thing. I felt like, in that scene, it was giving, you fine though, you good though. Even in the confessional, the guy took him out back and he just shot him. Oh well. That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving, and that's my own personal opinion. So you can't change it. No one is going to be able to change my opinion. Granted, I don't know what Candy felt. I don't know how she feels. I don't know how concerned she was when the shooting actually happened and her cousin was injured. I don't know what was happening in real time. However, how Karen Huger say, I can only judge what you give me. And what you gave me was, it didn't give you were all that concerned. All right. So, yeah, that's my opinion and it's standing, and that's what that is. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. In last night's episode, we get Marlo banging on the door. That was dead ass wrong. We get Marlo slamming the door in Monyetta's face. That was dead ass wrong. Doing stuff like that is not going to win you points with these women. Doing little stuff like that, Marlo needs to know, okay, I can go off in this moment and we can make it count because this is actually worth it. But she just be doing stuff. It be so off the wall. Like, again, like I've already said in previous videos, you banging on the door, when Kenya told you that the girl was in there was just maniacal. That was absolutely insane. Why did you do that, sis? Why did you do that? And then you gonna slam the door. But what I did find to be really amusing was the fact that in the confessional, they were asking all the ladies, so did Marlo slam the door in Monyetta's face? And, Sheree's in the confessional talking about some, and then you get Courtney talking about Courtney said, I don't believe Marlo intentionally tried to slam the door in Monyetta's face. And I thought that was so funny. I feel like a lot of people are looking at that like, oh my God, they're so delusional and they're lying and they're vouching for Marlo and all of those things. But, yes, it's rooted in delusion, but them girls aren't dumb. They're playing dumb in order to protect a girl that's like on their side. You know what I mean? I viewed it as comedy. It was funny to me, okay? Now, I know Monyetta didn't view it as funny, but that shit was funny to me. Not the fact that Monyetta got the door slammed in her face, but it's just the fact that, and then Sheree came to the rescue talking about the door failed, and then they went back to check to see how heavy the door was. That sort of delusion is funny as shit to me, and I was here for it. And it kind of just confirmed my thoughts on Courtney versus Monyetta, in which I feel like, Monyetta just really doesn't do it for me. When she was in the confessional talking about nobody slams the door in my face except for Jesus. Okay, kind of corny, kind of lame, kind of whack. And then she was on the phone. Kenya was like, I told you that girl was crazy and you keep giving her passes and you keep trying to talk to her and reason with her. I told you. And Monyetta goes, but my superpower is kindness. Okay, kind of It's just corny. It's corny. It's corny. It's corny to me. I don't know. It's just kind of corny. Right? Monyetta, she's such a sweet lady and she's a great dancer and she's Miss Atlanta part 2, but it's like, again, it's just kind of like, and I feel bad because she did not deserve the door slam to the face, but it's just like, can't nobody but Jesus. And then it's the way she delivers it. Like when Phaedra used to talk about Jesus in the confessional, it was very like natural and authentic and just kind of funny and humorous. When Monyetta does it, it's just, I don't know, she doesn't know how to land her reads or whatever. So listen, it is what it is. Moving right along. So let's very quickly talk about Sonya. I have a question. I want everyone, let's do a poll. And I want everyone, if you're watching this, whatever you're doing with your hands, get to your, start typing right now. Start typing right now. Why do you, yes, I'm talking to you, why do you hate Sonya so much? That's my question to you. Okay. Why do you and everybody on the show, why do y'all hate Sonya so much? Let's get into it. Y'all have been saying that Sonya is a flip-flopper. Now, from my vantage point, okay, I'm going to use the phrase that Sonya used in last night's episode. From my vantage point, what y'all view as flip-flopping, I view it as she's trying to be cool with everyone. She's trying to be friends with everyone. What is the problem with trying to be friends with everyone? The real reason why y'all don't like Sonya, and the real reason why Kenya doesn't care for Sonya, and the real reason why Candy was getting on Sonya talking about well, if Courtney said this, what did you say? I think the real reason at this point, okay, we're going to leave last season behind and we just going to talk about this season. The real reason why the girls don't see it for Sonya is because Sonya is cool with Marlo and has no problems with Marlo. I forgot to mention Sonya in my other video when I was saying how Marlo has no friends. Marlo and Sonya are cool. I kind of forgot about Sonya in that moment. But Marlo and Sonya are cool, and she's also cool with Sheree. Okay? So I forgot to mention that. But like, what's the reason? When y'all say she's friends with everybody, y'all are really meaning she's friends with Marlo. Y'all don't like her because she doesn't crack into Marlo shit. And I don't think she should crack into Marlo shit because Marlo needs allies. Okay, because the two senior members of the show are not fucking with it and they have a lot of influence. And so Marlo needs all the help and support and resources that she can get from the ladies on this show. Okay? So, with that being said, though, that's why Kenya don't really mess with Sonya like that, because Sonya is not finna windmill. Okay, y'all saw how Monyetta was windmilling for Kenya Moore when she was banging on the door. Which, Marlo, you deserved some discipline for what you was doing to Kenya Moore hair care. But y'all saw how Sonya didn't really go. To me, Sonya is neutral. She don't have time to fight your battles, Kenya. And Kenya, you don't even reciprocate the energy, sis. You don't even reciprocate. The way you be treating that girl, you be disregarding that girl. They were in the lobby and Sonya goes, so Kenya, we have some concerns. What are we doing? And what's the schedule? And is there something you're keeping from us? And she goes to Sonya, what'd she say? She was like, Sonya, you can go. It's okay, sis. You can go. Bye-bye. And I just kind of felt like, okay, so you basically wasted Sonya's time because Sonya is an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman. She has jobs. She has the family that's falling apart. She has a son. She has a husband. You wasted Sonya's time. You wasted Marlo's time. You wasted Courtney's time because you really didn't want them there. Talking about, if you're not a part of my core group, you can go. And then directly told Sonya that she could go. So that kind of let me know you have, you drew that line. And it's basically telling Sonya in so many words, you're not in my core group. You're not a part of my core group. You can leave. You can go. And I felt so bad for poor Sonya. The way Kenya, and then Sonya's on the phone trying to reason with Kenya. And then Kenya's like, wait a minute, hold on. Who this? And it's like, okay, so now you don't know her voice. You're gonna try to downplay her job. Dog. You're gonna downplay my journalism job. You're gonna try to downplay, it was giving, okay, you're irrelevant, next. Talking about some holla, who is this? Girl. I don't like that. And it's because she cool with Marlo. That's the only reason. That's the only fucking reason. But my question to y'all is, why don't y'all like, what did Sonya do this season that got y'all so hot and bothered at the situation? Because if you're calling Sonya boring, then I'ma really need you to call Drew boring. Because what did Drew, we're 4 or 5 episodes in. Has Drew done anything that's been worth watching? I mean, she's been out for 2 of the 4 episodes. So where is the same energy for Drew? Where is that same energy? Why do y'all hate? Because Sonya likes Marlo. Let Sonya have a friend. A lot of the folks can't stand that Sonya and Marlo actually have a connection. So listen, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Moving right along. So we talked about the hospital, Monyetta, Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce is dead ass wrong. Just dead wrong. No matter how you slice it or dice it, Mama Joyce is wrong. Mama Joyce, we are 9 years into this marriage and you are still trying your best to discredit Todd Tucker, who is a really good man as far as I'm concerned. You know, Candy and Todd, they've built up an empire together. They have I think from what I can see, they seem like a really amazing couple. It seems like they love each other. It seems like the way that they navigate their relationship, it's their way that they like, and I feel like it needs to be respected. It needs to be respected because, and this is about to get a little bit serious, but I just kind of feel like you have Kim and Croy divorcing, you have Eva and Michael Sterling divorcing. You have whatchamacallit, you had Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill divorcing. You have who else? Who divorced? Drew and Ralph divorcing. I don't want to see no more divorces. It would hurt my heart to see Candy and Todd separate. Therefore, the whole village, okay, it take a village. Like how it take a village to raise up a child, it takes everyone staying out of their business and not meddling, creating issues where there are no issues in order to make a marriage work. You have to stay out their business. Talking about Todd don't take out the trash, you don't teach Ace to take out the trash, and he be going to strip clubs. I agree with Candy. I agree with Sis against Mama Joyce. Listen, now that I agree with Candy on something, are y'all going to continue to call me a hater? Okay, as if I wasn't Team Candy against Carlos King and Tamar Braxton and Jason Lee and Latasha Scott of Escape. I wasn't Team Candy in those situations. I have to be Team Candy whenever she beefs with somebody, every single beef. That's Carlos, Tamar, Jason, Latasha. That's 4 people she's been beefing with for the past 9 months. And I was on her side for all 4. And now this 5th beef comes around. And I'm all of a sudden a Candy hater. How does that make sense? That actually makes me unbiased, that I don't see it from one person's perspective each time. So with that being said, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Yeah, Candy said, girl, we be in the strip club together, so bye. Okay, they be getting lap dances together. Todd Tucker slaps the right ass and she's slapping the left one, and then they go home and have threesomes. And no, that's not allegedly. They do have threesomes. And but before they do that, Todd must take a shower because Candy likes armpits, feet, and booty. Okay? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.